Hi everyone, this is Tish again, and I'm here to discuss all of the big astrological aspects we have going on this week. It is another powerful week. I feel that we've gone from a lot of Venusian energy, Libra season, which is ruled by the planet Venus, which is love and beauty and partnering and balance. And we're still, very much in Libra season, and it's very much about all of these things. But now we have Pluto, which is the planet of death and rebirth and transformation, stationing direct on Wednesday, October 3rd at, let's see here, at 20 degrees of Capricorn. And that's a big deal because Saturn, which has just recently stationed direct at 13 degrees of Capricorn, Saturn station on September 18th. Now we have Pluto, which is going to be meeting up with Saturn next January and is a big cycle of rebirth and transformation and really facing karma and restructuring. So these are big things. Pluto now stationing direct is going back to April 30th, when Saturn originally stationed retrograde at 20 degrees of Pluto, and that's now where Pluto is stationing. So we are going back to that story of things we may have begun at that time. We can revise it on things we need to up level and grow and to transform. And Pluto itself stationed retrograde on April 24th at 23 degrees of Capricorn. So the two of them are going to meet up on January 12th at 22 degrees of Capricorn. And that is the world axis. Anything at 22 degrees of the cardinal signs, and that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, are at the world axis. And this is a big time this January, really, that all of us are going to be facing about what we need to let go, what lessons are really coming in for us that we need to address that will not go away, that we have to deal with. It's very much about karma, but also what can empower you? What can you really build in your life? And if you're working closely and really doing the inner work with this, it could bring a lot of I think, growth and good things. It's not at all, just a scary thing, although it is very emotional and is very powerful. So this week with Pluto stationing direct, we feel the energy 5 days before and 5 days after. And Plutonian issues are definitely about death, and that doesn't mean literally, it can, but it can be things that are ending in our lives, things that we're releasing. It's also beginnings and major new starts and beginnings in our lives. And tomorrow we have Venus forming a square to Pluto, which is a challenging influence. So whereas this weekend we had a new moon in Libra and very much about new beginnings, and Venus was, is still in Libra, but it was forming a sextile, which is an aspect of opportunity, to Jupiter in its home sign in Sagittarius. It's a very creative, beautiful aspect. But with Pluto squaring Venus now this coming day, it's really about facing some fears around relationships, around finances, around what's of value. There could be arguments, there could be contentious energy, but again, maybe there are things you need to purge. Pluto is the cosmic compost. What do you need to let go in order to transform what is of value to you? And again, really planning for this coming January, it's not that far away, of what you need to really focus on. What do you want to build in your life? The more you commit with Saturn energy, it's about patience and hard work and commitment, the more you'll really see the results of it. It's not going to be overnight, but it could be life-changing, and it could last the rest of your life. So it's really a big, big time for all of us. And having the two meet up at the world axis again packs much more of a powerful punch. We'll feel it globally. We'll feel it with our friends, our relatives, our loved ones, and certainly within ourselves and on the world stage. So we're all prepping up for that. And let's see, so Mercury, which is the planet of communication, how we learn, how we transport things, is entering the sign of Scorpio, which happens to be ruled by the planet Pluto. So more to the Pluto story. And Mercury is going to enter Scorpio on October 3rd, on the day that Pluto stations direct. It's going to station retrograde on October 31st, on Halloween, at 27 degrees of Scorpio. And then it stations direct on November 20th at 11 degrees of Scorpio. What's interesting about that is last year on October 5th, Venus, which is the planet of love and relationships, stationed retrograde at 11 degrees of Scorpio. So we're 10 degrees in 55 minutes, so very close. And so we are in some ways returning to that story. That was a new 8-year cycle. It was a Venus retrograde, but Venus met up with the sun at the end of October, and so in Scorpio. So this is a new time of figuring out how you're building towards intimacy and love. And the Scorpio story is very much about facing deep, the deep, painful wounds, what you need to heal, what you need to transform. It can be very dark at times, but it's very powerful. It's very healing energy if used properly. And this is said by a Scorpio that knows the energy very well. So it's not as daunting as it seems, but it can bring up things. And with Mercury and Scorpio, it's very much about getting to the bottom of things. It's the detective of the zodiac. It's uncovering a lot of interesting information. And also, I think about facing vulnerability, with this. So I think this week is a prelude to the beginning of next year. I think we've been dealing with that in many ways. Over the summer, we had a lunar eclipse on July 16th at 24 degrees of Capricorn. So that's, close to where Pluto and Saturn are meeting up next January. And it's also close to all of this right now. So I think that it's a lot going on. I will talk later in the week about more of this, but I wish you a lot of luck and a lot of transformation. Thank you very much. Bye.